Hi and welcome to another Retro Core, and in today's show we're going to be renovating a Fujitsu FM Towns. Oh yes. Now in the West, the Fujitsu FM Towns is pretty rare and very difficult to get hold of, but that need not be the case anymore if you make use of the services of Bai. Bai is a service which you can use to bid on auctions on Yahoo Auctions Japan. You can also use it to buy things from Yahoo Shopping and Amazon Japan and Rakuten, as well as many other stores. So no longer are those Japanese exclusive items exclusive anymore. You too can have them using the services of Bai. So here is the FM Towns in all its dirty glory. The front of it doesn't look too bad, apart from a little bit of a sticky thing above the CD drawer, but the side of it is disgusting. As you can see here on the back, there's big dirty marks on it, no idea what it is. There's some tape residue over there and a couple of scuffs. And around the other side, yeah, I have no idea what that stuff is, but it will not come off. We're just rubbing it with a tissue, so yeah, we got to clean this up. And around the back of the machine, we're also missing one of the bay doors. So I think we really need to find a replacement for that. And inside there is disgusting, and the fan could do with a bit of a clean, as well as all the sockets. Okay, so the first thing I normally do when I clean stuff is use these. Yes, that's right, they are floor wipers. My house has wooden floors, and these things are used to clean the wooden floors, but they also work great on many other things, including monitor screens. Now these things are also soaked with lemon juice, so it should make short work of this dirt on here. But this stuff is that much grimed into the machine's case, it does not come out. As you can see, I'm giving it a bit of a wipe over here. So the actual cloth is filthy, so you can see that it is removing some of the grime, but it is not moving the big dirty stuff. So that's when we need to bring out the heavy duty stuff, and that is dissolve it. This stuff will remove anything. Now what I do is I spray it on the main affected areas, and I don't have to worry about it decoloring the case. It certainly will not do that. But what it will do is loosen up all the dirty grime and sticky adhesive, and hopefully that will make it come off quite easily. So we'll leave that sitting for 10 minutes. So as you can see, after 10 minutes of waiting, it's really gone to work on that sticky gooey stuff. Not only that, but you can also see it's taking away a lot of the dirt which is built up on that case. Just look how clean the case looks now. It's a lovely light shade of grey, rather than the dirty, mucky, messy colour it was. So what I'll do is I'll go over this with a couple of wet wipes. Again, the ones that are soaked in lemon juice, just to get rid of some of the nasty grime. Okay, next protocol is to take off all the panels, because they do need a wash. They still sting and dissolve it. But before I go and wash the panels, what I want to do is add some more memory. As you can see, I've got two memory sims here, which are going to be plugged into the FM Towns. Now, strangely, this FM Towns already has 10 megabytes of memory in it, which is quite a lot, because I believe some of them did come with only 4 megabytes. Now, putting these two extra sims in, both are 16 megabyte each, only actually boosts up the FM Towns memory to 12 megabytes. Yeah, for some reason they cannot read the whole 16. Maybe I've got to configure it somewhere. We'll find out later. Okay, so we got to clean inside the machine as well. So we may as well get these covers off the back. And these things are really substantial. Nice big meaty bits of metal. Now as you can see, inside there is filthy. It's caked in dust, so it's never been cleaned. Yeah, as you can see, look at that, that's disgusting. So we give that a nice wipe in there, make it nice and clean. Surprisingly, the main motherboard is actually very clean. Just the case is kind of filthy. Doesn't that look much nicer now? Lovely stuff. Okay, so let's get off the other panels. First of all, I want to remove the cover surrounding the floppy disk drives. That's very easy to take off. All you do is undo a screw under the little flap and it just pops off. Unlike the rest of the casing on this machine. Man, I can tell you one thing, this is well over engineered. The designers of Fujitsu really went to town on engineering this thing. Everything is clipped into place with screws and it's so complicated. It was a major pain in the ass to take apart, to tell you that much. As you can see, the speakers got a little bit wet from the dissolve it, but that's not a problem. We'll soon let that dry out. Okay, so I've got all the major panels down here, the sides, the top, the bottom, and I'm gonna rinse them in water and then just put some normal hand soap on them and rub that into the case. The reason for doing this is because it will take away the smell of the dissolve it spray. Also, it will take away any grease which was left by the dissolve it. So you just rub that into the case with your hands. I don't want to use cloths or anything just in case I scratch the case, so using your hands is a guaranteed way not to scratch any of the plastics. And we just rinse all that off with lovely warm water. Okay, back upstairs and we start cleaning up the remaining parts of the case. Going to work here on the fan. Surprisingly, the fan wasn't that bad. I did expect it to be full of gunk, but yeah, in reality it was just a little bit dusty. Not bad at all. You can tell that this machine was hardly ever used. And as I mentioned before, they really have over-engineered this thing. I love these little attention to detail, such as the plastic strips that go onto the case so you don't cut your arms on them. Very nice. Okay, let's switch it on, make sure that memory is working. Yep, it's gone to 12 megabytes, so that is working. Better than standard. Still not as good as I'd want it to be, considering it has got a 10 megabyte SIM in and two 16 megabyte SIMs in it. But you know, at least it's working. As you can see there, it's booting up Muscle Bomber. So I wasn't too worried about this machine hardware wise because I did know it worked fine. There was no problems with the actual hardware itself. It was practically never used by the last owner. But it really did need a clean. So yep, I think it's time to put the machine back together and see how it turned out. And look at that, isn't that beautiful? Considering what it did look like about an hour ago before I started cleaning it, now it looks really nice, almost as good as new. Well, maybe. It still has a few little scuff marks here and there, but it is now nice and clean and smells fresh. We've even managed to get rid of all the dust around the back. Unfortunately, I couldn't find a metal slot big enough to cover the FM Towns hole. So that's a job for the future.